Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Essence, and in today's video I would like to talk about the illusions of the astral realm. The astral realm is easily influenced by a few things. By our emotions, by our frequency of energy, and by our mindsets. And if you've seen my past videos, then you would know that going into the astral with negative or low frequency energy doesn't make for the best experience. You will not see anything really vibrant, and you'll also sink down to the lower astral realms where the demons and the negative human spirits are, and that's not a place you want to be. But there's also certain things that can happen that it can influence your astral experience in a negative way, your mindset as well. So, the mind. When you are thinking about something, the astral will morph into whatever you're thinking about. It's why when you go to, let's say, the astral garden, you can make the well appear and disappear. You can make any type of flower you want in the astral. You can build a gazebo like I did, an altar, and that's what actually makes for the best astral experience, because money does not matter in the astral. So if you wanted to do magic and actually have like an altar in the astral, but you don't have money for like any like crystals or candles or whatnot, you can just make those appear in any way you want. Money does not matter. You can also use the mind to protect yourself in case you come across anything negative in the astral. But if you are on a certain mindset, it can prove to be inaccurate when you're trying to find the truth about something. Like, I'm not even sure if, like, what I was seeing when I went to those 2 planets, I'm not sure how much of that was accurate, because I don't know. The mind can be easily influenced. For example, one time I wanted to go back in time and speak with Lawrence Prince. And I made a video about that, my experience with that, in one of my past videos. Who was a privateer from the 17th century, and he was a point of interest in what I was researching at the time. And see, there's no portrait of him. There's no even drawing depictions of him. There's only the depiction of him that I know of from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where he's a much older state. And I had been watching other pirate media at the time, like the Adventures of Monkey Island, which is a PC game from way back when, that I never played, but I've been watching the gameplay on YouTube. And when I went to visit with Lawrence Prince, I saw him in his younger form, but he looked like Guybrush Threepwood almost completely from Monkey Island 2. So I'm not sure of exactly what I was seeing, because he had the long blonde hair wrapped up in a ponytail. He had a long blue coat, and he had, of course, the black boots on, which may have been what, someone in his profession may have wore years back, but it looks too much like Guybrush Threepwood from Monkey Island 2 for me to really think, was that accurate? Now, I don't think it really influenced the questions and the answers that I asked him, because I didn't really know how he was going to respond to certain things, so I just asked him questions and he provided answers. And they were answers that seemed like things that he would say. Like when I asked him, because he was a slaver back in the day, and I asked him, do you feel bad for enslaving these innocent people? And he said no, which, of course, that's how someone like him and his way of thinking back then wouldn't have thought. So, for example, if you were going to go back in time to talk to Abraham Lincoln and you heard of a fact that actually came from an unreliable source that wasn't true, and let's say you asked him about it, he would agree with that, even if it wasn't true to his life, because you are thinking about it. Our way of thinking, the things we see, the things we research on the subjects. Like a lot of things about historical people are like speculation. So when we go back in time with that way of thinking, it's going to influence how we see things. There's also one time when I tried to visit Atlantis, and the account that I read in a book about astral travel from one woman's experience was exactly how she described. Now, it's true, it could have been a coincidence, and actually what I was seeing was true, but everything she said was there. But I'm just like, how is that possible? Because I was seeing them in, like, flying vehicles, and I was seeing these symbols that were glowing and all kinds of stuff like that, and I was like, for one, that looks too much like from the Disney movie Atlantis. And two, it also reminded me exactly about the account she told me about in the book. So I don't know if what I was seeing was actually accurate. So you might be thinking, well, if this is true, then what's the point of even trying to find out the truth about like historical figures or historical events or things in the past if they can become inaccurate by our way of thinking? Well, the point is that we have to try as best we can to go in with an open mind, but also like a blank mind. We have to reset what we think. We have to reset our emotions. We have to reset our mindsets. That's why it's good to meditate before astral projecting, because it kind of clears your mind out and just lets you have the experience. It allows information to flow freely instead of being edited by our own mindset. So if you are thinking about asking an historical figure a question, try to forget everything you ever knew about them and just let the information flow. And if it turns out to be accurate to the information that you read, then, well, that's good. And if it doesn't, well, the things you read on the internet or even autobiographies may not always be entirely accurate, depending on their source. So, you might be hearing things like from the actual source that are true, while the depictions of them from historical sites and books might be inaccurate. So, I can't say there is a real way to know for sure exactly what the truth is. However, our gut feeling, which is one of our chakras, I believe it's our sacral chakra that is responsible. If we hear this information and it starts to like vibrate and we feel this like vibrant energy when we hear this information, that is most likely an alert that what we are hearing is true. And if it doesn't do that, then that could mean that it's not entirely true, or maybe it's completely not true. So you really have to work with your energy to filter out and screen this information. And clear your mind beforehand so that your mindset doesn't influence the answers or information that you get. It's a process. I know it can be difficult. It can be complex. I'm still learning how to interpret this as accurately as possible. These are the ways that I know can help. So I wish you guys the absolute best luck when you are doing your astral travels and you are trying to find the truth and information, because that's what we all want, the truth. That's what I'm looking for, the truth. And the astral is infinite. It contains infinite amount of information. Everything that ever has been is stored there. And everything that will be can also be stored there. It captures the information of past, present, and future all in one. And if we can have access to that unedited by corrupt people, unedited by inaccurate sources, that is awesome. That is all the better. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And happy astral traveling, everybody.